A lot of people don't think about it like this, but in life, you're always selling something. If you're not the one doing the selling, then someone else is selling to you. Our society is literally built around sales. You're probably asking yourself, what does this have to do with girls? Once you understand that everything is a sale, you'll get so much better with girls in all social interactions. Whether you realize it or not, you and everyone around you is actually a product. When a girl chooses you, she's basically choosing a product. Of course, it's a little bit more complex than that, but essentially, she is choosing a product. Think about this. Many of the same psychological laws that govern how people buy products can be applied to how girls choose guys and vice versa. This means that by becoming a master at selling, you'll be able to make others perceive you as a valuable product. Something that you need to understand right from the start is that perception is reality. The way a person perceives you is literally that person's reality. If a girl perceives you as a dirty, broke, unhealthy guy, then in her eyes, that is what you are. You might actually be a prince who has just inherited billions of dollars, but that doesn't mean anything if people don't perceive you as one. In a public setting, most people will tell you not to judge a book by its cover. But if you were to look inside of their mind, this is exactly what they do all the time. Every time you see someone, you make a quick, snap judgment about them and determine what type of personality they might have. This is how you perceive them. By understanding the laws of sales and how to market yourself, you can literally change how girls perceive you and transform how you interact with them. Even if you're really young, understanding how to sell to other people will change your life. In one study, an insurance company looked at their salespeople who earn money based on commissions. What they found was nothing short of incredible. About 4% of the thousands of salespeople were earning almost $1 million per year, selling the same products to the same people in the same economic conditions. These salespeople were earning nearly 50 times more money per year than most other people working for the company. So what's the difference? If they were selling the same products to the same people under the same conditions, why is it that the top 4% of salespeople experienced enormous success while the bottom 80% made very little money? The key is knowing how to sell and understanding the psychology behind why people buy what they buy. When most people think of a salesperson, they imagine a rough-looking guy in a cheap suit working at a used car dealership. But this is so far from the truth. The reality is that everyone is a salesperson. And once you know how to make others want what you have to offer, you can have any girl you choose. You can have anything that the world has to offer. The first law that you need to understand is why people buy. In the case of girls, you need to understand why girls choose the guy they end up with. This law states that people purchase products for their own reasons and not yours. A huge mistake that the rookie salesman makes is trying to get someone to buy a product based on why he would want to buy it and not based on why the customer wants to buy it. Now, let's look at this from the girl's point of view. Imagine you're trying to sell the things that you have to offer to a girl. Let's imagine that you've been working out and building muscles to make yourself more attractive. The mistake in this situation would be pitching yourself to the girl based on your muscles. She's the customer, you're the product. You would probably buy you based on your muscles because that's your reason. The girl, however, might not want to buy you based on your muscles. You have to understand the needs of your customer, or in this case, the girl. Since girls are influenced heavily by emotions, you need to know what emotions she needs you to provide her with. The other key point that you must understand is that behind every purchase, all humans are looking for improvement. In other words, they buy because they want to improve their life in some way. When a girl is deciding if she wants to be with a guy or vice versa, it's the same thing. She will look at your personality, your social status, your wealth, your physical attractiveness, and other traits to see if you can offer what she needs to improve her life. Based on these qualities, if she believes that you can improve her life, she will buy you. This is one of the main reasons why money trumps almost everything when it comes to attraction. Since all of society is built around money, money can improve a person's life in so many different ways, which is why it's so easy for girls to choose guys based on them having massive wealth. Here's another major key point to remember. When deciding if she wants to buy you, a girl will also decide if you can make her happier than if she were to go with some other product or guy. You must also understand that what you have to offer must significantly improve the girl's life and vice versa. It can't just be a small improvement. The next thing to understand to become a master of selling is that whenever a person buys something, they receive something called units of satisfaction. Think of this like a range between 1 and 10. If the person's satisfaction level is between 7 and 10, they'll fall in love with the product and even tell other people about it. If their satisfaction level is between 4 to 6, they'll be quite happy with the product, but they might occasionally wonder if there's a better product out that they can buy instead. If their satisfaction level is between 1 and 3, most likely they'll be unhappy with the product, and there's a good chance that they'll quickly return it for something better. Remember that you are the product. A lot of guys start out in the 4 to 6 range, and over time, they stop making their girlfriend happy, and her satisfaction slides down into the 1 to 3 range. When this happens, you can already guess what she's thinking. The same thing can happen with guys. Keep in mind that any relationship between a girl and a guy should complement both people involved. To make sure that you are a product that all girls will want to keep for a lifetime, you should strive to keep the girl's satisfaction level between the 7 to 10 range indefinitely. You see, girls are hardwired to be satisfied by wealth, social status, alpha personality traits, and how you make her feel emotionally. Guys, on the other hand, are hardwired mostly for physical beauty, but as mentioned earlier, everyone buys for their own reasons, and you must know what these reasons are. Another key point to understand if you want to become a master at sales is that people buy for emotional or intangible reasons. For example, a lot of people would rather purchase a product not because it's the cheapest price on the market, but because it's from a well-known brand. Think about this. A girl who cares more about where the guy comes from would rather choose a guy from the popular crowd because she trusts where he comes from. If you're the type of person that cares more about where the product comes from, you will spend more money to buy a Honda from a huge, well-known Honda dealership near you instead of the shady used car lot on the other side of town, even if the used car lot has better prices. Put simply, you need to understand that some girls choose a guy based on whether or not he's well known or comes from a trusted seller, so to speak. The next key point that you must understand is that people also buy products based on how the product will make others feel. For example, you're not going to purchase and wear a shirt to work if it will cause other people to make fun of you for it. The same concept applies to girls. Most girls will avoid choosing a guy who will cause other people to make fun of her for it. Before you can sell any product to anyone, you must first identify their needs. The same is true when pitching yourself to a girl. Every person on the planet buys products based on their emotional needs. Once you understand these needs, you can start to say the right things to pitch your product. The other key point here to remember is that every customer or girl is always thinking, what's in it for me? As humans, we are naturally selfish creatures, and we're hardwired this way to ensure our own survival. People don't really care what your product is. What is truly important to them is what your product can do for them. In other words, the girl wants to know what you'll be able to do for her. These are things like satisfying her unmet emotional needs, protecting her and her children, or improving how others perceive her, such as giving her a better life to show off to her friends and family. When pitching yourself to a girl as a product, you need to focus on subtly showing her what you can do for her. This could be as simple as showing her that you can make her feel good emotionally most of the time, or that you can make her laugh. For the best chance to close the deal, you, as the product, should be able to offer her exactly what she needs. In just a little bit, we'll talk about how to uncover these needs so that you can get better at selling what you have to offer. To master the art of pitching yourself to any girl, another key point that you need to understand is the two major things that motivate every single person on the planet to buy a product. These two major motivations are the fear of loss and the desire to gain. You see, girls are incredibly aware of these motivations, and on a biological level, they are literally hardwired to spend more time choosing a guy. Why? Because they have more to lose. If a girl chooses the wrong product or the wrong guy and creates a child with him, the stakes are much higher. But here's the secret. Psychologically, The fear of loss has a motivational power of 2.5 times the desire to gain. In my video about psychological triggers and how to get anything you want in life, I recommended using the negative energy of loss and pain and channeling it into positive action to help you get what you want out of life. As a guy, and as the product, you can use the fear of loss to pitch yourself to any girl. You can do this by discreetly showing her what she will miss out on or lose if she chooses a different guy. However, this strategy is for the rookie. For someone like you, an up-and-coming master of sales, it is best to show the girl or customer both the desire to gain and the fear of loss. First, give her a taste of what she'll gain by choosing you, and then show her what she stands to lose if she chooses some other guy. This is why playing hard to get is such a powerful psychological strategy for getting someone to like you. It starts off by showing them what they stand to gain from you. Then it quickly makes them think that there is a chance that they might never get you at all, which plays on the fear of loss. There is a final point that I want to leave you with. When trying to sell a product or trying to pitch yourself to a girl, the customer or girl will always be skeptical. You might already know how good of a product you are and what you have to offer, but regardless, the customer is always skeptical. It is your job to make yourself seem credible enough to eliminate the skepticism and make the girl feel comfortable choosing you. And the main way to make yourself credible is to properly understand the girl's needs, which you will learn in the next video of this series. Once you master the art of selling, you can make any girl like you. And you'll also have a skill that will make you incredibly valuable as a person. How well you're able to sell yourself and your products to others is the main factor that will determine how many numbers you can get into your bank account and how many girls you're able to meet. And with that said, I love you guys, and until next time, thanks for watching.